Good afternoon, 6JD. If you remember last time we did some rubbings to show the texture of your paintings, and we used some newsprint over your paintings and we did some rubbings quite quickly. Now today I'm going to show you how to make your rubbings even better. So let's have a look at some of the rubbings I did quickly last time. They show up a little bit of the texture. There's a pink one, there's a purple one, but they're not so even. Now what I'm going to show you today is how to make even better rubbings, and we're going to use white paper. We're not going to use the newsprint like last time. Can you see how dark that is? And you can see how dark that is. Alright, please also note that I've been pressing very hard, and I'll show you in a few minutes, and you can tell if you've been pressing hard and worked really carefully on your rubbing because it's shiny. So see how shiny both those two are, because it's got a lot of wax crayon on. These that have been done quickly are not so shiny, so they haven't turned out so well. So do not, as I hopefully showed you last time, just very quickly put your paper down and just start to scribble and scribble in one direction. Now what I want you to do today is to try and make two perfect rubbings, two perfect one colour rubbings. And you will have this thick paper, this is better paper, here. And what I want you to do, to make sure that your paper doesn't slip while you're doing your rubbing, is the paper's a little bit longer than we need, to bend it over the back of your painting card. Okay, like that. And then please remember to put your name and your class on the back. Then choose a colour. So we're all ready to rub here. Now last time I think I gave you an assortment of different types of wax crayons. Now these thicker ones we found are the best ones to rub with. And if I decide I'm going to rub with this green, that is the perfect size to do a rubbing with. So I'm going to put that crayon there. If you find that you've just got a crayon like this, cut it in half and get rid of the paper. Okay, please then put the paper in the bin, because unlike usual colouring in, what we want to do is to use the side. So we don't use the point like that as if we're drawing, we use the side. Okay, so I'm going to start with this green one, and you can't tell, but I'm standing up. I'm standing up because I can get more pressure, and I'm pressing as hard as I can. And notice that I'm not just going in one direction the whole time, I am going in different directions. So don't try and do the rubbing all over. Start in one place and move your wax crayon in different directions. And what should happen is that your wax crayon starts to get flat, because you've been rubbing on it. So as I say, standing up, and take your time, really work into your painting, and as you will start to see, hopefully you're starting to get a bit of a shine where the wax crayon is. So do a good rubbing. If I carry on like this, it'll probably take me about 15 minutes, I would say. Okay, so you really need to take your time. You did good rubbings this time. But this time I want you to show me that you are rubbing experts. So I'm not going to carry on. Okay, so I will carry on with that later. So as I showed you before, by the end of the lesson I want you to have 2 really good rubbings in 2 different colours. Now, if you do manage to finish those, what you can try then is doing a 1 colour rubbing on some coloured paper and see the kind of effects you get. Again, take your time. The red is darker than the green, so it stands out quite a lot. But something you can also try is putting a light colour onto a darker background. You can see the level of detail there that we're getting with that. Right, so by the end of today's lesson, I want you to be rubbing experts, to have tried those different techniques. And what we'll be working towards, hopefully, in our next lesson, we'll be starting something like this. Now, these rubbings, I'll be giving you a larger sheet of paper, and I'm going to be asking you to start some sort of design on it, onto some coloured paper. It'll be up to you what colours you use. Remember something that you can try, as I showed you last time, and we'll try it here, is having a rubbing that you've already done and then moving it slightly. Then I'm going to fold this over so the paper isn't in exactly the same place as it was before. And then I'm going to try another colour. So maybe with this one, I'm going to try some yellow over the top. And I can see I'm starting to create a slightly different effect there. It's very difficult to see close up. But what it can do when you add another colour is it can make things start to look slightly 3D. It's very difficult to see the yellow there. Right, I think we have enough to go on. I hope you're going to do your best work today and really concentrate, and I'm looking forward to see what you come up with, and I will see you next lesson 6JD. So please do your very, very best.